Well, for more, we're joined live by Alexander McKelvie, Professor of Entrepreneurship at Syracuse University's Whitman School of Management. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, let's start with some of the paths that people have taken to get to their billionaire status. It used to be via real estate and commodities, but what is it mostly now?
So I'd say there are three pathways to becoming a billionaire. The most common one now is to start a new venture. So entrepreneurs that have the ability to scale their business, this is especially true in high-tech ventures, will potentially be likely to achieve billionaire status. Among those, you can see the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Bill Gates, the Jack Ma's of the world. You also see other entrepreneurs who are successful in non-tech businesses, like the Oprah Winfreys and the Phil Knights of Nike fame. So starting a venture that can scale, that's highly innovative, is the number one pathway. Number two is to invest really smartly. Being able to find underpriced assets, being able to make shrewd investment deals would be a good pathway. Here you have the Warren Buffetts of the world, the George Soros, the Carl Icahns. The third pathway, and people sometimes forget this, is a lot of billionaires inherit their wealth. They take over from other family members through divorce, through death, and so they achieve billionaire status through bloodlines.
And speaking of family members, obviously with Kylie Jenner being named as a self-made billionaire, despite her wealthy and well-connected family, the Kardashians, that really did raise some eyebrows. So what does that self-made distinction actually mean in this context?
So I think that the distinction in Kylie Jenner is that, yes, she comes from a successful family, but she's also been able to be successful through her own entrepreneurial efforts. So she's been able at successful in developing her own brand, launching new products. And so her case, she's had the ability to have the buffer of having a successful family, but also been really good at being a solid entrepreneur.
Now, one of the things that really tackles entrepreneurship is this idea of failure, though. So does having that cushion, does it really make you self-made?
So many of the self-made, even if you're taking over and especially through family inheritance, you'll see these next generations continuing to invest to grow. So even Donald Trump, who took over a substantial amount of wealth from his father, continued to invest wisely and grow the business. We've seen that with other individuals who've taken over family wealth as well, whether it's the Heinz family, whether it's Stefan Persson and the H&M brand, or a lot of other brands where the entrepreneurial effort and the entrepreneurial drive has continued across generations.
Now, once people make it into this exclusive club, what are some of the pet projects that they tend to pursue?
So I'd say that, again, there's probably three main categories of these types of pet projects. One is the change the world type of pet project, and here you can see the Gates Foundation or the Chan Zuckerberg Foundation, where the goal is really to give back and provide a better future for others. And you can think of Norwegian billionaire Kjell Inge Røkker, who provided a tremendous vessel to go through the oceans and remove plastic. You'll also see pet projects that relate to technological innovations. And again, these kind of change the world, but I think the emphasis here is on these big picture, long-term, high-cost new innovations. With this, you can think of the Hyperloop and Elon Musk. You can think of space exploration. You can think of deep sea exploration and other things like that. You also have some vanity projects, and a lot of the time those tend to be things that will benefit the billionaire, him or herself, as opposed to the community. And here you'll see pet projects like buying a soccer team or buying any other professional sports team, or addressing the issue of immortality and kind of wanting to have the billionaire continue life onwards without any illness. To a certain extent, you have Jeff Bezos' 10,000-year clock there that doesn't necessarily seem to fit a specific type of change the world focus or technological innovation, but would kind of relate to their brand and self-identity.
So do some of these entrepreneurs, the Zuckerbergs and the Bransons, do they tend to see the same success in their philanthropic efforts as they do in their business efforts?
So with that one, it really depends on what their goal is for this. So for some of these foundations, for some of these pet projects, there are very clear, tangible goals. So for example, with the Gates Foundation, they can measure and track over time specific metrics like decrease in maternal deaths or decrease in child deaths or deaths from HIV. You can also look at the Chan Zuckerberg Foundation and looking at the number of glasses they've given away. And they recently had a celebration for the 100,000th pair of eyeglasses they've given away. So with those short-term metrics ones, it would be easy to say they're making an impact. Some of the longer term, more technologically driven ones are much harder to impact. So for example, the space exploration or the Hyperloop. When will that truly be a success? Is it when these are launched and they're successful and they're able to send people here? Or is it more a matter of motivating others to think about the future and a lot of the changes that come on there? And so with these, you'll also have the, if you're the vanity projects, what is really the successful type of outcome there, except for maybe personal gain and bragging rights. So depending on the project that they would engage in, you'd really have some variability in the type of metric and success determination.
Right, I suppose we'll have to see if we end up living forever then. Alexander McKelvie there, Professor of Entrepreneurship at Syracuse University's Whitman School of Management. Thanks so much.